So it looks like GOP frontrunner Donald Trump has sunk to a new low, which is sort of hard to believe coming from a person that has called women fat pigs, dogs, slobs, and disgusting animals. He has called for all Muslim immigrants to be tracked like the Nazis did to Jews during the Nazis' rise to power. He has called Mexican immigrants rapists and murderers. He has retweeted photos of crime statistics from neo-Nazis. And even though it's hard to conceive that Donald Trump will sink to a new low, he seems to prove us wrong time and time again. And this time, Donald Trump has made fun of a person with a physical disability. And he is a reporter whose name is Serge Kovaleski. And Kovaleski has a condition called arthrogryposis, which is basically a congenital condition that affects the joint movement. And in 2001, right around the time, or actually during the 9/11 attacks, the New Jersey police were responding to, or they actually questioned a number of people who were celebrating the attacks and holding some sort of like tailgating party on rooftops while watching the 9/11 attacks, and they were Muslims. But these were allegedly, so there were no arrests or any further leads that were made. But Donald Trump ran with that article that was wrote by Serge and said that thousands of New Jersey Muslims were celebrating the 9/11 attacks, which Serge said that no, it was just a few allegedly. But then Donald Trump, who was unable to take criticism or argue a point, had to attack someone on their physical appearance. Now, let's just talk about that. When you're unable to argue a point and you have to attack someone on how they look, then you're a weak ass person. I'm always the kind of person who is able to destroy someone when it comes to debating, if I so choose, or arguments. And then the usage of making fun of how they look is not necessary. But Donald Trump needs to do that because he's a very unintelligent person. And Donald Trump has no fucking room to talk because with that fucking hairpiece, who knows when the hell that shit's gonna fly off. But I know I'm being a little hypocrite now. And this is the problem with people like Donald Trump, is that the more and more hateful shit he says, the more and more riled up his base gets, because the comments about the Mexican immigrants being all rapists and murderers, and the Muslims need to be tracked, and black people and all these made up crime statistics from neo-Nazis. I mean, his base is eating that shit like fat boys eat, I don't know, snack packs or something. I mean they love it. I mean it's like they can't get enough of his hateful rhetoric. I mean that's what's going on right now. And you know what Trump's defense is for all this hateful rhetoric? Anytime that someone criticizes him or attacks him for what he says, he will say that they're being politically correct. And I'm starting to hate that term, because I am for the First Amendment. As long as you are not inciting imminent acts of violence against another person, then you have a right to say whatever you want to say. But then again, we also have a right to criticize you for what you are saying and say what we want to say to respond to that. And there are repercussions for what you say, not from our government, but from other people. If you work for a company and you start calling one of your coworkers a nigger, cracker, wop, spook, wetback, whatever, then yeah, your ass is probably going to get fired. And you can't use the defense of, oh, I was just, you're just being politically correct. I should be able to call, whoever, whatever the hell I feel like calling them. And that's just not how shit works. So to Donald Trump, go fuck yourself. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching.